Okay, in this video, we're going to factor the following expression, and I'm going to use method 1 simple grouping pre-AC. Now this classification in the description box, I have a playlist where I go over several different methods, and this is one of the methods. And so let's begin. So first what I'm going to do is actually rewrite this, because I don't have a b term. So what I'm going to say is I have x squared plus 0x minus 4. Then what I'm going to do is take my a term and multiply by c. A term is the coefficient in front of the x squared, so 1, times c, this is our constant, so negative 4, and 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. And our b term is the coefficient in front of our x, so just 0. Now this negative 4 is going to represent multiplication, and the 0 is going to represent addition or sum. And so at this point we think to ourselves, what two numbers multiply to give us negative 4, but will add up to give us 0? And that's going to be 2 and negative 2. And I'm going to say 2x and negative 2x. Now this method is called simple grouping. So what I'm going to do next is rewrite what we have. So we have x squared. Now here I have 0x. Instead of saying 0x, I'm going to change it to 2x minus 2x, which is the same thing. 2x minus 2x is 0x. And then I'm going to keep my negative 4. And now I'm going to apply simple grouping. I'm going to group the first two pieces and the last two pieces. So I'm going to have x squared plus 2x, close it. Always in the middle put a plus sign. Then do another parentheses, negative 2x, negative 4. Now I'm going to focus on these two pieces. And I think to myself, what do they both have in common? Well, they both have an x. Then I think, can I factor anything out? And I can't. This is a 1, this is a 2. So we can't factor anything besides a 1. So now I do parentheses. X times something gives me an x squared. That's going to be an x. X times something gives me a 2x. That's going to be plus 2. Close it. Now I'm going to focus on this piece. Now this piece doesn't have an x, so I can't factor out an x. But I can think to myself, what number could I divide both of them by and get a whole number? More specifically, what's the biggest number I could divide both by and get a whole number? And that's going to be 2. Then I do parentheses, 2. Now the thing is, they both have a negative, so I might as well factor out a negative 2. So negative 2 times something gives me a negative 2x, that's going to be an x. And negative 2 times something gives me a negative 4, that's going to be a positive 2. And once we do that, we see something special. We see x plus 2, x plus 2. They're identical. And so our final answer is going to be x plus 2. We only write it one time, parentheses, the leftover piece, x minus 2, x minus 2. And this right here is your final answer. But it's always a good idea to check. X times x gives you x squared, x times negative 2 gives you negative 2x, 2 times x is positive 2x, and 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So x squared matches, negative 4 matches, and negative 2x plus 2x is 0x, so no middle piece. And so again, this right here is your final answer, and if you want more practice, check out the description box for more videos.